With the continued dependence on renewable and green energies going forward, the dependence on precious metals is going to continue to rise. And with that, I'm presenting a company that gives you the opportunity to invest at the ground floor. We're talking about a company that has two properties coming out of Mexico, one of which has been drilled in 2018 and 2020, and another one which has yet to be drilled but has promising assays, which we'll get to when we get in the investor presentation. Now, the things that I want to highlight specifically about this company is the ground floor opportunity that you guys will have associated with investing in it or looking at it for your potential. Secondarily, we want to touch a little bit about the management. We also want to touch on the drilling results as a whole and also the stock price. So please take an opportunity to look at this company. It's only trading on the Canadian Stock Exchange. We're talking about Prismo Metals, or ticker symbol PRIZ on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Let's hop into the computer. Let's look at the investor presentation and look at the upcoming catalysts associated with Prismo Metals. Thanks guys, and see you guys on the computer. So taking a quick look at Prismo Metals in the Canadian Stock Exchange, or ticker symbol PRIZ, we're looking at a 35-cent Canadian stock at the moment. Market capitalization of just over $6 million Canadian. This company IPO'd just under a year ago at the high 20-cent range. It escalated in price in the December timeframe of 2020 when initial drilling results came out, which we'll touch a little bit on in the investor presentation. After that, consolidated down to the 20-cent range and has since kind of recovered to the 35-cent range over the past 6 months or so. I think with continued news, continued drilling results, as we'll see, have the opportunity to further delineate these resources and both of these properties, as we'll get into in the investor presentation. I think you will see the opportunity of the share price to increase. Like we said here, $6 million Canadian market capitalization for the company. Any further catalysts will only increase the potential stock price. If you put this on your watch list and look out for further information to drop about the company, could be a good opportunity for you to get in at the ground floor. So there's more information at the Prismo Metals website here. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys. And like they said, in this particular website, explore with us. You are looking at the ground floor with a proven leadership team that's going to be able to delineate these resources if the gold and silver is in the ground. So hopping over into the investor presentation as a whole, there's two key things that I want to highlight in here. Obviously, the focus of the organization, the management team of the organization, and the properties themselves to look at specifically what the opportunity is at hand in the exploration space in Mexico for Prismo Metals. So they are going to be leveraging decades of Mexico exploration experience. We'll touch a little bit about the director and advisor that they have on hand, who is actually a chief exploration officer for another prosperous company in Mexico as well. And we'll talk a lot about the drilling of the Palos Verde vein in 2018 and 2020, the famous Panuco-Copala district of Mexico here. And they're gearing up to drill the Los Pavitos property, which we'll highlight as well. So going into why we're here, why Prismo Metals Company, it's exciting projects and they need financing for the continuous drilling and delineation at the Palos Verdes, which we'll look at the drilling results from 2018 and 2020 respectively. And then we'll also get the advancement of the Los Pavitos to drill stage, where they'll be able to get some boreholes and delineation of the resources on that property as well. Touching specifically about key advisors to this company, Dr. Peter McGow is the co-founder of Mag Silver Corp and Minerum Gold Inc. Him and his team are credited with Mag Silver's discovery in the famous Fresnillo district and Exelon Resources Inc.'s Platosa mine. He received a doctorate in the University of Arizona more than 35 years ago. His experience is phenomenal, specifically in silver and gold in Mexico. He was awarded the 2017 Thayer Lindsley Award for a 2003 discovery of a massive silver deposit in the Fresnillo district. We also have that coupled with Salvador Miranda, it's a CFO and secretary, who also has experience as CFO of other junior public mining companies in Canada. And then you have the director, president, and CEO-ship led by Dr. Craig Gibson here. Now, specifically looking at the currently drilled prospect, the Palos Verdes project here, you have the Sierra Madre gold and silver belt here in the historic Panuco-Copala silver gold district. There are several several junior explorers within this region with the Panuco project, the Picachos project, and some other Trinidad projects in here as well. Looking at the project themselves, you have La Trinidad here, which is an ongoing mine. You also have several exploration projects ongoing in this particular part of the Panuco-Coppola mining district. So Palos Verdes consists of 22.7 hectares of land, covers more than 700 meters of strike along the Palos Verdes vein. They've had high-grade gold and silver assays and shallow underground workings, and with that, we'll be able to look at the 2018 and 2020 drilling results where they intercepted that vein extensively. Now, specifically, where does the Palos Verdes opportunity lie within the Panuco-Coppola district? It's in the northeast region where they anticipate less erosion and less disturbed mineralization of this project, where the silver will be left more intact and have the opportunity to have high grades, which we'll see in the 2018 numbers when we go through that. At this point, a lot of the district has been consolidated by Vizsla Silver, and with this, you have the opportunity to look at an untouched piece of the Panuco-Coppola district, which potentially has not been eroded like some of the other areas of the Panuco-Coppola district. Now, specifically highlighting the 2018 exploration program, there's 5 drill holes drilled, 457 meters in total, tested 3 sections of the main vein, 2 underneath historical workings, and then 1 to the west of the main vein, all of which intersected the Palos Verdes vein and showed mineralization. Look specifically at this core here on the top. You have the interval of 46.5 meters to 49 meters in the hole PV2, containing most of the sample, surveying 8.4 grams per ton of gold, 2,300 grams per ton of silver, almost 2.5 percentage points of zinc for over 1 meter. Which is showing great mineralization there, the untouched potential with lack of erosion that is anticipated in this part of the project. Secondarily, there is an interval from 39 to 41 meters in hole PV3, which sampled and assayed 12.15 grams per ton of gold, 50 grams per ton of silver, and over 5% zinc for over 1 meter as well. So it's showing multiple stages of mineralization in multiple boreholes. Taking a quick look at some of the grade intercepts from the 2018 drilling results here, we're highlighting specifically this 1.15 meter area here where you have over 8 grams per ton of gold, 2,300 grams per ton of silver here, 2.5% zinc, and also that also includes a width of 3 meters, 3.75 grams per ton of gold, and over 1,000 grams per ton of silver, also looking at about 3 percentage points of zinc as well. In borehole number 3, you had 12 grams per ton of gold and over 5% in zinc, and that was the borehole where we said that you also had 50 grams per ton of silver in that borehole as well. But you also see some additional points here throughout in multiple points. I think one of the key highlights here in that borehole number 2, while you did have some single meter or 3 meter areas where they showed high silver mineralization, over that 8 meter interval, you saw 474 grams per ton over that entire 8 meter interval, almost 4% zinc in that respect, and 1.69 grams per ton of gold. So it's not just these 1 little meter pockets, you're looking at up to 8 meters wide of pretty great precious metal presence in the Palos Verdes. So highlighting in the conclusion of December 2020's drilling program, they have 573 meters in 5 boreholes where they showed all cut mineralizations in each of them. 4 holes tested the Palos Verdes vein system, and 1 hole tested a northwest trending shear zone with some decent results as well. Surface work identified a second potential vein on the property, northwest strike, intersection with the Palos Verdes on the concession. Now, the 2020 drill program was kind of split up into 2 sections here. Section 1 drilled borehole 6 and borehole 8, tested the Palos Verdes vein system, down dip from the high grade intercept in borehole number 2, where we saw over 2,300 grams per ton for over a meter. Both of these holes, borehole number 6 and 7, hit multi-stage quartz veining with variable sulfide mineralization content. And just taking a quick look at the actual cores themselves here, you take a quick look, we'll get into more of the numbers, but before we do that, section 2, which was borehole number 9, also tested the Palos Verdes vein system, down dip from from the other intercept 18 number 3, which we also showed had great mineralization for gold and silver, and also zinc in there as well. And this also intercepted multi-stage quartz veins with variable sulfide mineral content as well. The actual results here show that borehole number 6 saw at its best just under a meter of 317 grams per ton of silver, which is pretty dang good. And then borehole number 9 saw just under 4% zinc in there, 38 grams per ton of silver as well. And some of these are showing some decent gold shows as well. Not the best, but at the same time, still shows that there's opportunity for further mineralization as you go outside of those initial 2018 drilling results. So the conclusion of the 2020 drilling program at the Palo Verde shows that the vein well formed a shallow structure, levels around 200 meters of strike in length, as you can see here. Irregular mineralization reaches shallow levels in the area of the Palo Verde tunnel, and you also have a mineralization open along strike and at depth, with possible ore shoots tested at depth as observed throughout the district as a whole. This 2020 drilling program showed success in identifying high-grade mineralization, which is typical of the district. Veins intersected in all holes, mineralized to shallow levels as expected, and there'll be future drilling planned to extend mineralization to depth along the strike based on the results that we're seeing in the district. Now, touching on the opportunity for future drilling, Los Pavitos project consists of one concession covering almost 5,300 hectares staked by Mineral Cascabel, and this concession surrounds several smaller concessions that cover a portion of numerous historical workings in the past. Reconnaissance work shows that interesting metal values in a lot of the assays. Prismo has recently filed an NI 43-101 technical report as of March 2021, and talking a little bit about the history and exploration of this company. It's a relatively early stage exploration project, so that implies some risk, but also huge upside potential if things come in as expected. Several of the campaigns sampled reconnaissance work have carried out by Mineral Cascabel and other companies, with 3 main structures being tested and recognized, 2 trending northeast and 1 northwest. Assays from some of the quartz veins that were tested were up to 40 grams per ton gold, which is absolutely phenomenal, 160 grams per ton of silver, which is great for a byproduct of some of these gold projects. Now, like I mentioned, Los Pavitos is in early stage exploration, and so with that lies some risk, but it provides the opportunity to explore for a deposit that might be similar to deposits discovered and put into production over the last 2 decades in northwestern Sonora. Of these projects, they have provided on order of 10 million ounces of gold in resources and gold production of totaling more than 5 million ounces. So with the early potential that you're seeing in Los Pavitos, as well as the drilling results coming out the Palo Verde, this is an opportunity to invest in a company that is only $6 million Canadian market cap on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Be sure to check out PRIZ, Prismo Metals Company. And if it's not necessarily a company you're going to invest in today due to risk, keep it on your watch list for drilling results coming out of the Los Pavitos and further infill drilling and delineation coming out of the Palo Verde. And I hope that I have the opportunity to bring further results for you on this company in the future. Be sure to check out company PRIZ or Prismo Metals on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Hope to see you guys on the next video. Leave your comments on the company or other companies you'd like us to do reviews on in the comments section down below. I hope this video finds you guys great. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Cheers.